Hello and welcome to my channel. You are watching Follow the Dopamine with Sasha, and today we're bringing you another DIY. It's flip over Fulani braids. Let's get to it. So we start by just doing parts, right? Normal parts for singles because half of my head is going to be just singles. I did use my phone at first as a reflection of the mirror to try and make my parts as straight as possible, but that just got too tiring. So eventually I got my husband to help me make the parts all the way to the top. So you'll see the footage of the box braids and not there because I just couldn't film it with all the time that I was doing it. Now this is my first time doing cornrows, and I wanted to at first have the bottom cornrows, or my very first cornrows, coming outward instead of going backwards. So I wanted it to come in my face, and I was going to put beads on it, but doing the actual braiding took me so long to try and figure that out that I changed totally changed direction and just decided to make all the cornrows going backwards because I did not have the patience. So with the cornrows, it took me a bunch of tutorials on YouTube as well, and a lot of time and patience. So please be patient with yourself when you are trying out the style. It's not for the faint-hearted. Your arms are going to be crying, you are going to be crying, you're going to be tired. It's going to be okay though. At the end of it, it will be okay. So when we're braiding, I braid all the way where it's about 3/4 of the way of the braiding hair, and at the end, because I used a ombre hair color, right? I used the same one that I used in my previous video. So it was the colors 127 and the color 130. I used the 127 at the back and the 130 in the front, so that I could have a different contrast in my ends being different colors, because my hair is not the same color. So I figure, why not just go with different colors anyway? Yeah, so when I did that, it was for the purpose of having hair at the bottom to curl. So you will see at the end that I do curl it. We will be getting there, but for this one I just want to show you how I did a box braid, right? So box braids, they are fairly simple. You're gonna take a strand of hair, you're gonna separate it into two, one strand being bigger than this other strand, and the smaller strand you're going to loop over that one strand to make 3 different strands of the same size. Thereafter, you're going to take that hair in your fingers between your middle, index and thumb. You're going to then put it on the top of the section that you've parted, and you're going to make your hair part in 3 so that it fits each of those sections. Once you do that, you're just going to braid as normal. Now it's going to take you a bit of time to get there. Don't rush, it's fine. You know, you might find that when you start, you're going to have more of a gap between your hair and the braid, like there's going to be more of a space, and that's okay. You know, you're going to start like that. Not everyone's grip is the same, especially when you're starting out. Gripping takes time, so you know, don't be ahead of yourself, don't be too hard on yourself either. It's okay. It really is okay. My hair still is like that. Some braids are big, some braids are not, some are tight, some are not, and that's just how it goes. It's the name of the game. We go and we learn as we go, right? So in this one I was just braiding all the way to where I start seeing the hair color change to number 30, right? So once it starts getting to the red piece, that's when I know it's time for me to start looking towards the end, right? And when I get to the end, I just take a piece of hair and make a knot, and that will then serve as the end of the braid, where the start of just the normal curly hair is going to be. Now I did also want to show you or give you a tutorial on how I did the cornrow, because as much as, you know, I did this also from learning from YouTube, I would also like to share what I've learned, right? And a lot of it is not, because our hair textures and everything is not the same. So I've got 3C for a hair, right? Hair texture. So it does frizz very easily. Oh, very easily. Laugh with me. Very easily. But also, I found that I had to constantly comb out my hair for each braid because it just kept getting knotted by itself. So just, take your time. It's gonna be okay. We're not professionals. Nobody is, unless you're really like a professional, you've got the certification. But for us at home, it's okay to take your time. So what I do is just do two cornrow braids right to the back, and then I take a piece of braiding hair and try and fit that into my finger where I've got the actual braid. So you know how you when you're braiding, you've got hair between your ring finger, your middle finger, your index, and your thumb. Those are like the main fingers you're using. So what I kept doing was, whenever I found a point between my index and my thumb, right, that's where I would put the braiding hair. So you take a piece, you put it between your index and your thumb. So only one small piece at a time, depending on the length that you want of your hair as well, because remember, the longer you make the piece, that's going to be going in second, that's going to make your length of your braid longer. So I would just do it in the middle. That's my preference, but you can go with anything you like. So I put the hair in the middle, and then I would do a braid so that my left index and thumb was now available to catch the other piece of hair, and then just braid two braids, and then do the same process again. So on my right hand, my thumb and my index is available. I put a piece of hair in between it, grip that piece, and then do one braid where my left thumb and index is now available at the bottom. So you want it to always be the bottom braid. So once that is available at the bottom, I then take the piece of hair that's in front of my face now, the leftover piece, and then braid that, put it in that strand so that it can be braided in further from there. And I just keep repeating that process until my 4 pieces of strands of hair were done. Thereafter, it's just normal braiding as a cornrow all the way to the end. So you'll see as it speeds up, and every now and then I'm looking in the mirror just to make sure that it's looking the way I want it to look, because I'm not a pro, so I know that I'm gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be some bubbles, but it's best to figure that out in the beginning, so that if you have to redo your hair, you're not a whole braid in, you at least only like a quarter of the way in, so you can then restart if it's not looking the way. And I had to do that multiple times, so don't be afraid to restart your braid if you need to. And if you find that you can't reuse the hair that you've used, you can always just take new hair. Look, man, we're trying to work smarter, not harder. So it's as simple as just finding a way to make it as easy for yourself as possible to get the style you want. It's not going to be perfect, because it is the first time. So for your first time, give yourself some grace. I was at some points not happy with how I looked, but I was like, you know what, it is my first time and I will get better from here, and I will show everybody as we're getting better, because nobody shows the parts where things are not going as well. So I would like you to see that things don't go great for me either, man. We just keep moving. So braid all the way till you're about 3/4 of the way. Once you get there, do a knot and move on to the next one. Now this is a flip over hairstyle. So what I did was 2 cornrows, and then 4 singles, and then another 3 cornrows, and then another 4 singles in the middle of my head, which will serve as the flip over piece. So the angles are not very good in this clip, because I was trying to show you how my hair looks from the top. I'm still getting used to angles, but as you can see there, I'm still using the mirror just to see and make sure that everything is how I want it to look. Majority of the time my hair is close, because I'm feeling where I want the braid to be, and that's how I braid. You might be different, and that's okay, but hand-eye coordination is key in these things. And once I was done with my last braid, I went ahead and I curled my ends with foam rollers. So you will see that coming up shortly. I did the dip in normal boiling water, and from there I'm going to be showing you the results. Now I didn't do immediate results because I was tired. This took me 2 days. However, I only did the results after 2 weeks, so you can see what it looks like grown out and everything, and it still looks good enough for me. I would like to redo the front, but I'm not gonna, because wow, it's just gonna take me too long, and I just did my nails. But I will be doing a new braiding style for August, so I definitely will be coming up with a new one and showing you that one. And yeah, that's basically this video, guys. I hope you enjoy everything and watching the video with me and the tutorial. And if you ever have any comments, leave them down below. They will always be there, and the products that I use will also be in the description below. I will be putting in everything that you need that I've used. Okay. So you will see that the curls are not perfect. I did mess up with the foam rollers, but that's okay. We will try again. So I hope you like this video, guys, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Try out any of my other videos and let me know what you think. What would you do for your self-care Sunday? Have a good week, and bye.